Hello, everyone. This is Todd Brow with Senior Insurance Marketing. And today for our webinar, we have Michael Gende from GTL. And Michael is going to talk about their new exciting process, an easier way to do business with GTL by a unique way of also having the clients complete some of the application and sign it as well, too. Plus, also learn about their hospital indemnity and their home health care as well, too. And a little touch of their cancer, which, remember, the cancer has that research tied to it. So, Michael, can you tell us all the exciting things you have going at GTL?
Absolutely, Todd. So thanks for inviting me in. Always love getting together with you guys. And so one of the things that we're going to go over today is we came out, I guess it's been about 30 days now, with a process so that you can sell over the phone our hospital indemnity plan to cover the daily copay for your clients that have Medicare Advantage for when they go into the hospital. But you can sell it right over the phone, and to even speed up the process more is you talk to your customer, you go over what the product is and the outline of the product. In other words, hey, you're going to sign up for a 10-day benefit plan for, say, $300 per day. And then you'll fill in the customer's name and birth date. And then you can email that to your customer. And then from their personal email, they will click on and they will then be able to fill out their address and their medical information and their banking information. And then they will hit submit, and then it will pop into your box. And then all you have to do is review it, put your information on it, and send it in. So it speeds up the process tremendously, and it gets the customer involved. And as we know, we've been in the business for a pretty long time, and that our senior clients now, it used to be in the beginning that our senior clients were afraid of the web. Well, now our senior clients, ones that, hey, we're say 55, well, now they're 65 and getting into the senior market, they're totally familiar with the web. So we have seen over the years that the senior market that we go after is way more web savvy than they used to be even 5 years ago. And so this gives you, the agent, an ability to sell more and not take up as much of your time, because we know how that is. Hey, you're trying to get them to get all their information together, so on and so forth. So now you can just submit it. So we're going to go over that today, and then I'm going to bounce around, show you how our website works a little bit. And then we'll spend the last 10, 15 minutes, we're going to go over our hospital indemnity plan, just the basics. So anybody who's not familiar with it, you'll be familiar with it. We'll go over our short-term home healthcare plan for the same reason. And then we'll see how we're doing on time, but we'll just touch base on our precision care cancer plan, which has the genomic sequencing, which gives your clients the absolute best possibility of beating their cancer. Not only do we pay them financially for it, but it gives them a chance to beat it. So with that, Todd, if you're good, I'm going to just dive right in. What do you think?
Yes, let's do it. We're excited to hear about the new application process.
Beautiful. So this is our website right here, but let me just show you how you get to it from your laptop. Just type in GTL for GTL, Guaranteed Trust Life, IC for Insurance Corporation.com, and it pops up. All right, so now you as the agent, you go to agent login, click on agent login, and then you type in your username, whatever you've set it up to be, and then you type in your password. Let me type this in. And then we hit enter or login. Takes just a minute and it pops up. So here's our website right here. This is the important part. The first box here is how you can quote and submit business, this is how I'll show you how to do the new Advantage Plus process. You can go here for review and resume. This is where you will pull up when your client sends back the application. This is where you will get it from. This button right here is quote and submit if you're doing 24-hour accident. Seldom do we sell this one. And then access GT Link. This is a real powerful section of the website where you can download to take a look at material, brochures, etc. You can print them from here. You can order supplies. This is where you get your marketing materials. This is where you can view submitted business, watch training webinars, view your commissions, and check your mailbox. And I'll show you how to do all that. So for now, though, let me show you. You go to quote and submit, and there's how you will have the customer fill out the application for their Advantage Plus hospital indemnity plan. Go to quote and submit, put in, let's say they're a male, and their birthday, they were born 01/21/1956. Now we go down to, if there's a second applicant, you'll click on second applicant. Let's go to state. Let's click on state. Let's go to the great state of Nebraska, Cornhuskers. Let's hit next. And now these, based upon the client's age, these are all the products that we have available in the state of Nebraska that this client is eligible for. All right, so sometimes I get an agent, they'll call me and say, hey, I can't pull up the short-term home health care plan for Nebraska anymore. What happened? And then I'll say, well, how old is your client? And they'll go, oh, my client is 45 years old. I go, well, that's because they're too young for that. That's why it's not showing up. If they were 61, then it would be showing up. So this will let you know what products are available. So now let's go with our Advantage Plus. Click on it. Then it pops up. Then you click on Advantage Plus again right there. And there you go. First question is, are you going to increase benefits? In other words, do they already have an Advantage Plus and you're increasing benefits? We automatically fill in the no answer. So you can just leave that alone unless you are increasing benefits. Then we go to number of days payable per benefit period. And as I've said in many presentations in the past, the plan that you always want to sell is the 10-day benefit period. We will pay whatever daily amount that your customer signs up for up to 10 days, okay? You go, well, my client's Medicare Advantage plan only charges them for the first 5 days, so why don't I sell the 6-day plan? The reason why is the difference between the 6-day plan and the 10-day plan is like $4 per month, right? So about $50 per year. And in the long run, your client, it's way more valuable for your client to have the 10-day plan. So trust me on that. Depending upon how deep we get in the PowerPoint presentation, I can point out why we do that. All right, daily hospital confinement benefit. You pick your dollar amount. Let's say that this particular client's daily hospital copay is $250 per day. So what I always recommend is go at least $50 over that. So we're going to sign this client up for $300 per day. That way, next year, if the daily copay goes up, no worries, because we've already built in a cushion, and we're going to pay the client the exact amount that you see on that they signed up for. So, hey, they're going to make $50 per day here, for instance. And now if you see, as soon as I typed in that 300, this dollar amount came up, and this dollar amount came up, $30.64. That's how much this will run them per month. Now, if you go to the bottom of the page, you'll see that there is an application fee of $20, so that the first month, we're going to deduct $50.64 out of their checking account or savings account. All right, but that's only for the first month will that $20 application fee be added on. Okay, so now a couple of options. Ambulance rider. You know what? Let's add an ambulance rider on here where we're going to pay them $250 for an ambulance ride. All right, that's going to cost $5.25. Short duration stay rider, I recommend that you automatically choose that. That's going to cost $1 per month. And what that will do is if your client goes into the hospital for 12 hours up to 24 hours, we're still going to pay them for 1 full day. So always click on the short duration stay rider. And then we'll leave the rest of these alone. All right, so now you'll see down at the bottom, you can save the quote, you can print the quote, you can email the quote to the client. You can apply now, you click on there, and then you just fill out the application. Or, this is the big part right here, and we're very proud of this, invite customer to apply. So here's what you do. You want the customer to fill out the application themselves. You've already gone over with the customer that they're going to get a 10-day plan at $300 per day, an ambulance rider of $250 per day, and it's going to run them $36.92 per month. And this, by the way, is an issue age plan. So once they sign up for it, this is the price that they're locked in at forever, no matter how old they get. The only way the price would go up is if we had a general price increase for all ages on this particular product. And we were the very first ones to come out with this product. Golly, it's been 15, 16 years now. And guess how many price increases we have had? That's correct, 0 price increases. So you can pretty much stand pat that it's going to continue into the future the same way it has happened in the past. All right. So now you go like this, invite customer to apply. We click on that, invite customer to apply, send an invitation to your client to fill out the application, agent's email address. All right, I put mine in there, and client's email address. I already have that. So I put in Michael Gende at AOL.com. I hit send. And now it just tells me that the invitation to apply is sent. And so what I did a few minutes ago, before we started the webinar, is I actually did an application and I had it sent to my AOL account. And I know who has an AOL account anymore. It's just that I've had it forever. And and I have another cousin by the name of Michael Gende, so he's got all the good Gmail ones. Anyways, so I already filled out the information and then I sent it back, and it's super easy to fill out. What I suggest is don't be afraid to send yourself one to take a look at it so you get familiar with it so you can tell your customer about it. Also, we have a webinar that you can watch just on that itself. Okay, so now you as the agent, the next day or a few hours later, you want to see, hey, have they got that filled out? So now you go to your review and resume section, click on it, and lo and behold, there is my client, Michael Gende, and it's all ready for me to sign and submit. But first, let me review it. So I click on review, and it loads up, and it shows everything that I had on here. Okay, and so I'm good with that. And then now all I need to do is go back to the main menu. Anytime you see those bars, these are hamburgers, they're called, sandwich, something like that, the tech people call them. Click on it, that takes you back to the main menu. Okay, go back to review and resume. And now I am going to sign and submit. And that's all you have to do for selling the product when you're not in the client's house. All right. And now with this one, by the way, I had put in show client filled out application. There we go. Click on that. And then there's the policy number, et cetera, et cetera. And that is all that you need to do in order to get that handled. All right, so now let's go back to the main menu and let me look at Access GT Link, because this gives you a tremendous amount of information 24 hours a day, anytime you want it. So let's click on that and you'll see download order forms. We'll click on that to begin with. So let's say I pick a state and let's just go with, we'll stay on Nebraska. There we go. Selected product. So you're going to work your way across the board here. And after you get all that filled out, then you're going to go back to the middle and hit search. So let's go to Advantage Plus, Hospital Indemnity. these are the different products that are available, but let's go to Advantage Plus Hospital Indemnity, click on that. Now we go over to selected options, and I want to pull a brochure. So I click on brochure. So now I go to search, and now it has searched right here. And these are the brochures that are available: the Advantage Plus Basic brochure, the small quad fold brochure, and the dental and vision. So let's go to the basic brochure. If I want to order some, I just go right here and I click on, hey, I'd like to get 5, and I want to update my cart. Okay, so now I've got 5 in my cart. But what I also want to do is I want to take a look at that brochure. So I hit download, and now the brochure is going to pop up on my screen. All right. So there it is. So you can send that brochure to a client if you want. You could also print it up. Say you just, hey, I need one right away. So you can print it up just in black and white or in color, etc., just by hitting print right there. All right, so now I want to go back. I'm going to close this one. Well, I'll just go back to download. And now let's take a look at my cart. You can click on view my cart. And so I have ordered 5 of the Advantage Plus brochures. All right, I hit continue, and there's all my information. All right, this will be your information. Make sure it's all filled out, including the email. And then all you do is hit submit order. And now I don't have an email filled out, but if you hit submit order, guess what? It takes us no more than a day. Like if you get the order in the morning, it will be going out typically that very same day by about at the mail with, I think the mail gets picked up at like 3:30. So you may have it in 2 days, 3 days at the very most. So that's how easy it is to order materials. Now let's go back to Access GT Link. We're just going to close a couple of these out because we don't need them. So we're going to now go to Access GT Link and consumer marketing. We've put together some excellent consumer marketing, typically 3-minute videos that you can send to your client and have them watch to, help facilitate your job, help get that product sold. So let's click on consumer marketing materials. We want to click on products, and let's click on, we're just staying on Advantage Plus right now. We click on Advantage Plus. And so we have a consumer product video, an infographic, a flyer. We have a fillable postcard, and then a consumer client presentation. Let's click on the consumer product video, and we're going to play this. This is about 3 minutes long. And hey, Todd, when I play this, if for some reason we have a sound problem where you can't hear it, jump in, because we don't want to sit where it's blank for 3 minutes. So
okay, definitely will.
But this is a great video. A lot of our agents say, hey, man, all I do is I just play this video to my clients and then I sign them up. I don't have to spend much time at all. So here's the video. And then when we get done, I'll show you how to mail it to your client. All right, we hit play. And Todd, can you hear it?
Expenses.
Turn it up, the volume up a little bit.
Good.
It's kind of, I can hear a little bit of it, but I know
okay.
I can.
All right. Okay, but you can still hear me, correct?
Yep, I can still hear you.
Okay, so anyways, we won't, since the audio is kind of poor on this through the system, it's not poor when you send it to your client. Anyways, so that's that. I recommend that you go on there and take a look, listen to the different videos. So here's what you do though when you want to send it to a client. So you go to, click on the video, And then what you do, there's a couple ways of doing it. One way is you can, we're going to hold this right here. Yep. One way is you can send it this way. All right, share it. However, I don't recommend that. What I recommend that you do is you go up and you copy the address. Okay, you see I'm at the top of the screen. I right click and I drag my mouse over it. Okay, and then I'm sorry, left click and drag my mouse over it. Then I right click and I hit copy. Okay, now what I do is I just go to my regular email address, and then I send the client an email, and then I right click and hit paste, and then that link will be in that particular email. Okay, matter of fact, here, we can do it this way. Here's my emails. Let's just click on new email real fast. And I know I'm doing the basics, but this will help. So down here in my email box, I hit right click, and then there's my paste option, hit paste. There's that link right there. Then I fill in the address, a little note to them, etc. So that's how easy it is to send that to your clients. Okay, let's get out of here. And all right, so now let's see what else we want from our website. I think, oh, one other thing, let's click back on that. So there is agent training. So first of all, if you need any webinars, Todd has recorded most webinars, so go to him direct and he'll get them to you. But if you want, you can also go here and you'll see different webinars that we have for our products. So there's that. And let's see, Todd, we're about 23 minutes into it. So I say at this point, if there's any questions, go ahead and type them in and we'll get them answered. Otherwise, Todd, what do you say we'll do a quick, we'll go over Advantage Plus real fast and then home healthcare. Good.
Yep, that'd be great. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, please put it in the Q&A box, and then we can answer your question for you. So
all right.
And I'll monitor the box too as we go along here.
Okay, perfect. So let's see, let's grab where is it? Here we go. We'll just grab this one. Advantage Plus Home Healthcare. Okay. Take a second to load up. And there we go. Let's go to slideshow. Let's go from the beginning. And now we want to switch screens. Because Todd, right now you're seeing the screen with the second one, the next slide. Yeah. Okay. So let's swap. There we go. And now what you're seeing is just the one screen, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Perfect. Okay, good. And we're going to go through a lot of these. I'm going to skip just because we just want to give you just the very basics. But this is something that's important for you guys to know because it helps so much when you're representing your carrier, GTL, that you know a little bit about them and you can talk about them to your client of why you recommend them. So this is our building right here located in Glenview, Illinois. We're about 20 minutes outside of Chicago. So we were founded in 1936 by Rick Holson I, and then he ran it for many years, and then Rick Holson II took over, and then Rick Holson III took over and has been running the company for many years. So family led for 3 generations. We're licensed in all states but New York. We've got a top tier AM Best A- rating and 0 debt and about $600 to $700 million in assets and about 300 employees here at GTL. And I will tell you this, all of our employees, because I've taught a lot of them, as I'm part of a group that goes around to do this, is we've explained to our employees that, hey, when you, the employee, comes into work every day at GTL, you're either getting paid an hourly pay or you're getting paid a salary. Both of them we pay very, very well here. But when an agent goes out, they're working for themselves. they're only making money when they're selling. So when an agent has a situation, we call it an opportunity, where they need to call in to us, the carrier, we need to be on our A game. We need to literally drop what we're doing and take care of the agent, because we need our agents to understand that we've got their back. And the way that we prove that to them is when you call in, you take care of that agent, make sure they're taken care of, because there's nothing worse when you're an agent to be out on the street, call in the carrier, and you get a snippy, condescending attitude. No, our attitude here at GTL is we serve you. We've got about 300 employees, and every one of them, we come to work every single day to take care of you, our agent. And if you ever run into a situation where that's not where that's not taking place, then you call me direct. And my cell phone is 815-701-7034, and I'll pop it up at the end of the screen just so you can get it. All right. So what we want to do now, anybody doesn't have a written down goal program, I highly suggest you start one today. It takes about 2 minutes. You put your goal in writing, make it believable, achievable, make it a measurable goal, and have a deadline. It's been proven that people that have a written down goal program have a higher level of success and happiness in life. So start that if you don't have one now, and then you read your goals every single day, and you will be amazed at how much more you will accomplish in life, both personal and professional, because you've actually written your goals down. All right. We have a whole bunch of products. We have our Advantage Plus Hospital Indemnity Plan. We have our Cancer, Heart, and Stroke. We have Medicare. We have our short-term home health care. We have Precision Care Cancer. But today we're going to talk just a little bit about Advantage Plus. So sometimes agent will say, well, why should I sell Advantage Plus? Or really our home health care? And I'll say there's a very simple reason why you want to sell more than just a Medicare Advantage plan to your clients. And that reason is this right here. It helps you keep your clients. How so? Here's why. It's been proven, studies show time and time again, that if you sell one plan to a client, such as a Medicare Advantage plan, you will keep that client for life 30% of the time. 70% of those people will drift away at some point or another. If you sell two plans, a Medicare Advantage plan and a Advantage Plus plan, 60%, it doubles. 60% of those clients will be your clients for life. And if you sell a third plan, say our home healthcare plan or our Precision Care Cancer plan, nirvana, 90% of those people will be with you for life. So that's why you want to sell some supplemental insurance besides just your Medicare Advantage plan to your clients, because it helps lock that client into you. It makes them, it's like building a wall, a glass, a fortress around your business so that no one else can come in and poach them away from you. Besides the fact that, hey, it makes them more satisfied because they now trust you, they know you're taking care of them, and you get more referrals from them because they are your client for life. And one of the best ways, one of the most important ways of getting more referrals is we need to ask for them, okay? Here's a very simple way. If you guys are not asking for as many referrals as you feel you should, and believe me, every time I give a seminar in person with 100, 150 people, and I say, how many of you are asking for referrals as often as you think you should? Very few will raise their hand. Or if I reverse it, how many of you feel you should ask for referrals more often? Everybody raises their hand. 90% will. So if you're in that 90% category, here's all you got to do. These words right here. Who do you know that you feel would benefit from talking with me? Hey, Mary, who do you know that you feel would benefit from talking with me? And then you can go on a little bit more. You can say, everybody wants to have their own person, their own guy, their own insurance person. You've got me, and I'm always going to take great care of you. But who do you know that you would like to give that gift to, that you would like to send them that present of having their own insurance person that they can trust, that will always look out for them, which is what I will do for your friends? Who do you know that you feel would benefit from talking with me? What are their names? And start writing them down. And then what's the phone number? Boom, 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 so on and so forth. That's how easy it is. And believe me, once you get used to asking for referrals, you'll never stop, because it's really one of the secrets to the business. You can get referrals just by being good and treating everybody well, but you'll get 5 referrals, let's say, total in a 6-month period. But if you treat everybody well and do what you say you're going to do and be a good agent and ask them, who do you know that you feel would benefit from talking with me, you're going to 10 times that amount. You'll get 50 of them in a 6-month period. And imagine what a difference that makes in the growth of your business. Okay, so our Advantage Plus Hospital Indemnity Plan. Any of you guys and gals, whenever I say guys, I always mean guys and gals, but any of you guys that are out there that are selling a Medicare Advantage plan, and if you're not selling a hospital indemnity plan to go with that Medicare Advantage plan, then respectfully, you're doing a disservice to your clients, and that's not what you want to do. And you're leaving a whole bunch of money on the table. So we developed a plan years ago that will pay for the daily copay. We're going to pay that amount directly to your client, whatever amount they sign up for, so that every time when they go in the hospital and they've got that daily copay, which typically it's about $200, $250 per day for like the first 5 days. So they go into the hospital, they're going to have to come up with about $1,000 or so. Well, we've got a plan for about $30 per month that will take care of that daily copay. And that's what this Daily Hospital Advantage Plus plan is, the Daily Hospital Indemnity. So you sign your customer up for the 10-day plan, and then you pick a dollar amount, $10 increments. And like I always say, go $50 over whatever their daily copay is. That way, if their daily copay goes up next year, you've already covered the difference. And so now, oh, by the way, this plan is guaranteed issue, ages 64.5 to 65.5. So when a client's in that age span and you sign them up for the Advantage Plus plan, guess what? They don't have to answer any medical questions. They automatically are approved. So that's super powerful. We're located in most states, and there's different riders that are available. So here's why you go with a 10-day benefit plan. So here's an example. This customer, so this plan restores every 60 days. So once you've been out of the hospital for 60 days and not needed the plan, then the plan restores back to its original, which is 10 days. So here's an example. This policyholder has a 10-day plan. They go in for 5 days in the hospital and say they're getting $300 per day. We're going to pay them $1,500. Now they're out of the hospital for 60 days. Guess what? The plan restores and they have a brand new 10-day benefit period. Here's another example. So this policyholder has a 10-day benefit plan, and they go in for 6 days in the hospital. So we're going to pay them 6 times $300 per day. We're going to pay them $1,800 directly to them, tax-free. Then they go home, but they go back into the hospital within 60 days, and they're back in the hospital for 5 more days. We've already paid them for 6 days. They're in for 5. So out of these 5 days, how many of those days will be covered? You're correct. 4 of those days will be covered. And the reason why they will be covered is because instead of selling them a 6-day plan originally, you sold them the 10-day plan. That right there has paid for that $1 a month for years and years to come, increase of what your premium is by getting the 10-day plan over the 6-day benefit plan. All right, so we're going to pay this customer for 4 out of their 5 days. And so that's 4 times 300 is $1,200. And let's say that they're responsible for $250 per day is their daily copay. $250 times 5 is $1,250. But remember, you added $50 onto the benefit that we're paying the client. So we went from $250 to $300. So even though we only are paying them 4 out of these 5 days, we're paying them at $300 per day. So they're still collecting $1,200, and their $250 per day deductible only amounts to $1,250. So that extra $50 a day put them almost at where they needed to be anyways. All right, so now they go home. They're out of the hospital for 60 days. Guess what? Now they've got a brand new 10-day benefit on there. That's how powerful it is. All right, we already talked about the different cross-selling videos that we have, et cetera, et cetera. And there's a great dental and vision plan that rider that you can add on to this. Also, your clients, when they buy this plan and our short-term home health care plan, get access to the Mayo Clinic online. So they can go to the Mayo Clinic online, they get their own special code, and there's over 300 symptoms that they can choose from. They select a symptom, then they will answer symptom-specific questions, and then they will receive care guidance from the Mayo Clinic. So they don't have to go searching Google and everything else. They get to go directly to the Mayo Clinic. They have their own special code. How powerful is that? All right, let's keep moving ahead here. Just now I want to cover our short-term home health care plan, okay? It's available in these states that you see right there. So most states. And this plan is designed so that when your client has an incident that causes them to become either cognitively impaired or where they have the inability to perform at least 2 of their 6 activities of daily living without substantial assistance, then we will pay them when they have professional services done in their home. People do not want to go into a nursing home to recover from a medical incident. They would much rather recover from home. And so we've put together a plan that gives them just the ability to do that. And the benefits are paid directly to the client. Here's what it looks like. So there's 3 main components to the plan. There's the home health care benefit. These are professional services paid to the client in the home. We will pay up to $450 per day, up to 360 days. All right. Then there is another section that pays out benefits, and that is the home health care aid benefit, where we will pay up to $120 per day for up to 60 days for a home health care aid to come in. And then there is the prescription drug benefit, where we will pay up to $600 per year, per policy year, for prescription drugs, to the tune of $10 for every generic prescription, $25 for every name brand prescription. Now, this prescription drug benefit, just so you guys are aware, this goes into effect immediately, the very next day after they buy this plan, and they do not have to be cognitively impaired or not be able to perform their ADLs in order to collect on the prescription drug benefit. So they can buy this plan today, go to Walmart prescription tomorrow, and that prescription would be covered immediately. So say they are on a few prescriptions and they're going to be able to collect the full $600 per year. That's going to just about negate the cost of the plan itself. This is one of those plans that when I show you the cost of it in a little bit, you're going to be like, wait a minute, this seems too good to be true. And I'll explain to you why it's not. All right. There's 3 base plans to choose from. And basically, this means there's 3 levels of dollar amount that gets paid. The same items get paid in all 3 base plans. It's just the dollar amount that gets paid. Like plan A will pay X number, B, X number, plan C is the highest number. And here's what it looks like, all right? So you choose A, B, or C. Once you choose one of those levels, you're going to have that for all 3 of the portions of the plan that pay out benefits to the client. Here's what it looks like. GTL will pay a benefit each day. You receive the following benefits from an approved practitioner up to a daily maximum, which varies by plan. Here's how that works. So plan A will pay these dollar amounts up to $150 per day, up to 360 days for these professional services done in the home. Plan B will pay double, which will be these amounts that you see here, and they will pay up to $300 per day for these professional services done in the home, because you have become cognitively impaired or you have the inability to perform at least 2 of your 6 activities of daily living without substantial assistance. Plan C will pay these dollar amounts up to $450 per day, up to 360 days for these same professional services done in the home. All right, that's the one section that pays out home health care benefits. Then there's the home health care aid benefit. So if you chose Plan A, we'll pay up to 40 per day, Plan B 80, Plan C 120 per day, up to 60 days for home health care aid to come in and do whatever you want them to do. And then here's the prescription drug benefit that we talked about. Plan A and B, Plan A will pay up to 300, Plan B and C will pay up to 600 per year, $10 for generics, $25 for brand name, okay? So let's say that you are receiving 2 brand name prescriptions and you get them refilled every 90 days. So every 3 months you get those 2 filled. So that would be 3, 6, 9, 12. 4 times a year you're getting those prescriptions filled. So 4 times a year we're going to pay you $25 and we're going to pay that to you twice because you have 2 prescriptions. So we'll pay you $50, 4 times per year, that's $200. Well, now let's say you say, hey, wait, I want to work this system. You call your doctor and you say, hey, doc, could you change my prescription instead of a 90-day prescription? Could you change it to a 30-day prescription? Now you're getting it filled 12 times a year. 12 times 25 is $300, and you have 2 prescriptions. Now you are getting your full $600 per year. All right, that's how easy it is. All right, so the plan itself, we talked about to qualify for benefits, a licensed healthcare practitioner must certify you as having a cognitive impairment or a functional impairment, which is the inability to perform at least 2 of your 6 activities of daily living without substantial assistance. Maximum benefit period for the professional in-home services, 360 days, and they restore once you have not needed them for 180 days. So you can collect up to $54,108 or $162 for Plan A, B, or C, and then it will restore once you haven't needed them for 180 days. All right, so here's an example. This is a 65-year-old. They suffer a stroke and they receive 10 physical therapy treatments in the home and 10 speech pathology treatments in the home. So they're going to get a total of $1,500. And the Plan A will cost $209, just say $300. All right, so they've collected $1,500, cost them $300. But remember, Plan A has a prescription drug benefit of $300 per policy year. So you say, well, wait a minute, how can you guys sell a plan that the prescription drug plan goes into effect immediately and that will cover the whole cost of the plan? Well, the way that we're able to do that, the reason why we're able to do that is I like to use gift cards as an example. So we know that there's literally millions of dollars of gift cards that go unused each year here in the United States. People buy them, they give them as gifts, and then they get put in the top drawer or bottom drawer or desk drawer, or whatever it may be, and they never get used. After a few years, they expire and they're no good. Well, it's the same way with a prescription drug benefit such as this. We know that not everybody is going to use this benefit. Even though they all could, we know that only a certain percentage will. Even if you call them every year at the time when they bought their plan and say, hey, I'd like to come in and sit down with you, call your pharmacist before I get there and get me a printout of all the prescription drugs you've had in the last year from that pharmacy. And then I'll bring a application form and we'll fill it in and we'll get you your prescription drug benefit. Even if you do that, we know that still not everybody is going to fill that out. So what we've done is rather than make huge amount of profit on it, we said, hey, let's make the price so incredibly low that people won't be able to refuse it. So that's another nice thing, though. It gives you the opportunity to go in each year and set up a appointment for the month when you sold the plan, have your client call the pharmacy ahead of time, and you bring an application, which you can get right online. And the application is you need to put in their name, address, phone number, policy number. That's it. Attach that to the prescription drug list that your pharmacist sent to them, and we'll take it away from there. All right. So the other thing that you need to know about this plan, these are the items that we will pay for the services in the house, but this plan is an attained age plan. So every 5 years, at the 5-year marks, this plan will jump up in premium. You just have to let your customer know that. And matter of fact, we've put together a very easy to read brochure that has those rates right in it. So you can show them, okay, this is what you're going to expect. And as long as they know going in that, hey, it's going to go up, they have no trouble with that whatsoever. And you also explain to your client that, hey, the reason why your premium is going to go up every 5 years is because of the fact that as you get older, your chances of having an astronomical claim, a catastrophic claim, increase exponentially. So, but this is a great way to get that third policy with the client. So your first policy is their Medicare Advantage plan. Second policy is your GTL Advantage Plus Hospital Indemnity Plan, which protects them from their daily hospital copay. And then your third plan is the short-term home health care plan. All right. So with that, and Todd, any questions pop up at all?
Yeah, we have a few questions. I think you've talked about it, but we're going to go over it again.
All right.
GTL's hospital plan is still GI between 64.5 and 65.5. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yes.
And another question, has there been any recent changes to GTL's underwriting?
No, nothing that's made it harder. Yep, nope.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so let's do, we're gonna take we have a couple minutes left, and I just wanna show you real fast our precision care cancer. So let's display settings. So let's swap presenter view. Okay, all right. So this is our precision care cancer plan. And we don't need to tell you about GTL. We don't need to talk about goals, although I'm a huge believer in them. They really make a difference. But so we came out with this cancer plan. It's a lump sum cancer plan, pays up to $75,000. They can sign up for when they get invasive cancer, and it's tax-free. It gets paid directly to your client. But more importantly, this plan and why you should sell it is we have partnered with TGen, Translational Genomics Research Institute out of Phoenix, Arizona, to produce this plan. And what they do is they do genomic sequencing, which is the forefront of medicine now to help solve and come up with the best ways of beating diseases, cancer being one of them, okay? And let me just kind of get to, so what they want to do is their goal is to explore the genome to turn life-threatening diseases into chronic conditions that allow the patients to not only live, but thrive. We do not want to see people die from cancer. We want them to have a long life after diagnosis. People that get diagnosed with cancer and go through genome sequencing to determine what's the best way of fighting that particular strain of cancer live 2 to 3 times longer after diagnosis than people that go through the general population approach to fighting cancer, which is cut it out, blast the body with toxic amounts of chemotherapy and radiation. Whereas genomic sequencing, they go through all of your genes and they genomically sequence them to find out which is the mutated marker cell of that particular strain of cancer. And because of that, they are able to then come up with a precise way, the best way of fighting this particular strain of cancer. To give you an example, so they do the genomic sequencing, and then what they come back and they say, and the doctors will meet with your client and your client's doctor via the phone to tell them and show them exactly the best way to fight this particular mutated strain of cancer, because they're all different. But they may say, okay, so what we want you to do is you're going to have surgery, cut it out. Yep, cut that lump out. But then instead of putting in 3 gallons of radiation, we're going to have you put in 4 thimblefuls. But we're going to have you put it in exactly at this coordinated spot on the body. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have you take this 3-drug cocktail, because they know this is what they do for a living, is compile all this research and figure out the best way to fight cancer. So that is why I recommend that you sell Precision Care, our cancer plan. All right, we're just going to kind of blast through these real fast. Let's see if there's anyone on here that I want to get to you in particular. So how does it work? Patient gets diagnosed with invasive cancer. They file a cancer claim with GTL. We immediately are going to let them know that, hey, you've got, with this Precision Care, you got genomic sequencing. So then in order to diagnose the cancer, a biopsy was already taken. They went in and they sliced off a piece of that tumor, and then they sliced off a piece of the tumor and they sent it out for processing to determine cancer. Well, the rest of that biopsy goes into a storage facility for 5 years. So we immediately will take and order a piece of that biopsy that's already been taken from the client and have that sent immediately to TGen. They will immediately genomic sequence it, and then the patient will get a one-on-one consultation and the doctor with the TGen oncology expert to explain the sequencing results and the treatment options. All right. And so one of the reasons why we went with TGen is TGen looks at 19,000 genes versus an average of 400 genes for their competitors that are also doing genomic sequencing. So where do you want to go? You want to go to the very best in the business. You want to go to the one that is absolutely the most thorough, and that's what TGen is all about. This cancer plan, by the way, is an issue age cancer plan. So whatever age they are when they first buy the plan, that is the age that they will always be having their premium based upon. All right. And with that, oh, by the way, anytime your clients buy a policy from us, they're going to get a welcome packet in the mail that will include a letter saying, hey, thank you for joining the GTL family. Here's your summary of benefits. Here's your ID card. And if you ever want to print up your whole policy, here's where you can go to print up that particular policy. If anybody is not sure how to sell cancer, take a picture of your screen right here. Here's a process that I've put together of how to sell cancer. This is your conversation that you have with your client. Hey, Mary, who do you have your cancer insurance with? Oh, I don't have any cancer insurance. Well, who do you know that's had experience dealing with cancer? Oh, my mom and dad both did. Is it okay if I ask you about that? Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah. Hey, so tell me about what they went through, and leave it open, and then let her talk. Did they have to have chemotherapy? And you guide the conversation, because what you're doing with this conversation, and you're talking 5% of the time, the client's talking 95% of the time with this, is the client is basically selling themselves on why they need cancer insurance. Okay. And then after you get done, at the bottom here, there we go. Hey, you know, Mary, based on everything you've told me, I feel I'm absolutely obligated to share with you this cancer plan that if your mom and dad had it, it would have paid them $75,000. Could you imagine what a difference a check for $75,000 tax-free would have made to them as far as alleviating their financial stress? And then you show them the plan. It's that simple. All right. This is where I wanted to get right here to wrap things up. So this is who I am right here, Michael Gende. My email address is mgende@gtlic.com. My office phone, 847-460-4751. My cell phone, 815-701-7034. Couple policies about my cell phone. Hey, you can call it anytime, but if you're calling my cell phone after hours, please only call if it's one of those situations where, hey, man, you need that question answered immediately in order to get a sale. You're sitting in front of the client. It's 8 o'clock at night, and you're like, oh, I don't know the answer to this about this, policy. Hey, you know what? Let me call Michael Gende, and I'll pick up my phone most times unless I'm, don't have my phone with me, and I'll answer that question for you right then and there. But if it's a question that can wait till normal business hours, hey, then call me during normal business hours. But I'm here for you to serve you and take care of you. All right, last thing that I've got is my favorite quote of all time. Everything you want, everything you've ever wanted is sitting on the other side of fear. Okay, everything you've ever wanted is sitting on the other side of fear. And what I mean by that is, as a matter of fact, I heard this quote originally years ago from Mike Roth. He gave it to me, and came from his nephew. And it means that, hey, fear holds us back in life so much. Hey, we're afraid to make that phone call because the client's just going to say no to us. So we don't make the phone call, or we're afraid to ask for this additional policy because what if we're say, they say no to it, or we're afraid to go into this business, blah, blah, blah. So fear, when you break it down and you say, well, wait a minute, I'm afraid to make this call, but if I do make this call, what's the worst that happens? Oh, the worst that happens is the person says no. And will I start crying? No, I'll just move on about my day. Golly, I guess I should make that call. So don't ever let fear, unrationalized fear hold us back. Plow straight ahead, make fear your friend. So with that, Todd, if you want to take us home to the promised land, it's all yours.
Hey, thank you, Michael. Greatly appreciate it. Again, GTL, great partner for senior insurance marketing. And also, I was excited when you guys announced the additional way to make it easy to do business with the clients, to send them the application, having them complete it. It's another way to do business with GTL. It's an easy way to do business. Also, they got their hospital indemnity and their home health care, and also their cancer plan as well too. It's a great company, great products. And if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call here at Senior Insurance Marketing. Our number is 877-800-3080, and we'll be happy to get you contracted with GTL. And if you're already contracted with GTL, we'd be happy to help you with one of their great products that they have, sending out apps, rates, brochures, or just helping you with their product in general as well too. So give us a call. Also go onto our website, www.simkt.com. And we have a lot of information on our website, as well as our quoting tool as well too. So Kate, again, thanks again, Michael. It's always great hearing your story, the GTL story and the products, and also the new exciting application feature as well too. That's awesome.
Namaste, everybody.
All right. Take care. Have a great day.